Great Mother speaks.
I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic. Hello, Aquarius Moon people. Well, welcome to your October new moon reading. Welcome if it's your first time, and welcome back if it is your second. We're just getting this party going with Great Mother speaking to us through our thoughts, emotions, reactions. That is our moon sign. So if you don't know what that is, just go to the link below and click either the Western. Most of us in the Western world, of course, we go according to our Western sign where sun rules all. And so you probably know your sun sign, what sign the sun was in when you were born, but you probably don't know your moon sign. And that's what we're focusing on because Great Mother is lunar energy. If you are empathic, highly sensitive, or a very intuitive person, you might want to check out your Vedic moon sign. Vedic signs are ruled by the rising sign, which is where the sun was on the horizon where you were born and when you were born. More details about that if you click that link below. Now, this month, new moon is the first one after that very powerful harvest full moon we had 2 weeks ago. You might want to go and listen to that October full moon reading for your moon sign because that energy is still resonating and will be resonating for the next about 4 to 5 months. It's kind of in tandem with what has happened since the eclipse at the end of August. And so all of this has culminated into this new moon season as we're going into the winter darkening months. And so, of course, this is the dark moon, which is the moon of seeding. This is an internal seeding process. Even when you're planting during the planting season, which those of our cousins in the southern hemisphere are doing now in the spring season, these are for plants that will actually be root plants, tubers, beans that grow underground, nuts that grow underground, those kinds of things, because it's the dark moon, and it's an internal process. That process in which we're going toward the dark in the northern hemisphere after this full moon is the beginning of the lunar phase that we're looking at our inner lives more closely. We celebrate the Day of the Dead at the end of this month. And that has everything to do with going into the darkness past that veil and the veil of the mask that we wear in this lifetime, that ego veil, that sun in the Western astrology. And in the Vedic astrology, it would be the rising, that veil of who we present ourselves to be, or just the apparatus that the soul dons this lifetime. All right, Aquarius moon people, Great Mother is coming through for you, speaking about your present state, your present condition, your transformational opportunity as a result of where you are right now, and what may be some things that you are overlooking at this time, or that are insights coming directly from her to you during this lunar phase that will enhance your insights moving forward. Okay, so right now you are in a state of openness. Your heart chakra, here with the card Sheila Nagig, who is the old Celtic crone that is with open vulva above the ancient temples of Ireland and now cathedrals. This is openness to your inner self. This would represent the cups and the tarot of the heart. And we see the scene of the Wizard of Oz, which is what this deck is based on, the 49 scenes of the Wizard of Oz, the mythos of the heroine Dorothy. We are all gods and goddesses with our own mythology. And in your journey right now, Capricorn moon people, like the lion jumping through the window when he hears that they must bring Oz back the broom. In fear, he jumps out the window. Often when we talk about opening the heart chakra, we omit that the exact same process is the heart breaking, which is why we have the emblem symbol of the arrow going through the heart. So whether you are in a state of brokenheartedness, that bleeding feeling in your heart, heart failure and heart disease is caused by the breaking of the heart, which never stops breaking, and is never really looked at. Or you are in the yin position of that heart opening, and you are open to whatever's coming to you. Great Mother is confirming that for you right now. She's saying that the opportunity for balance for you, the transformational opportunity is coming by learning and living the law. The law is alignment between the ego and the soul. The law is divine order that governs this particular law of the Moses card, which is Dorothy in Munchkinland being awarded by the mayor for killing the wicked witch of the East. Now, this is the gut chakra. And so this is the alignment with that ego body, that third chakra, that instinct of survival, aligning that heart below chakra area. First, second, and third chakras are heart below to the heart above. This is what we're seeing here, the heart chakra with the gut chakra. This is saying that you are learning how to do this alignment by trusting your instincts. And so by trusting your instincts and trusting what your gut, those visceral physical responses to your environment, to situations, to people, to ideas, thoughts, and just circumstances that are in your energetic body that you are processing through your heart, trusting what your gut is telling you is the process that you're going through now, to align your gut with your third eye, with your insight, because this is the first quarter moon period. And so this is probably indicative of what you've been going through since the first quarter, which was before the full moon last time. You might want to look at the Aquarius full moon reading that was done just a couple of weeks ago, because this will give you an idea of kind of where you were at that time. Because she's saying that you're still processing that, you're transforming that, you're learning to live the law. Which is that alignment through opening your heart here. And we have another heart chakra card. This is also in the first quarter moon. The first quarter has to do with thoughts, decisions, facing challenges. That's what we do before the full moon. We just kind of are getting in that place of that halfway mark from the seed being planted, which is what we do in the new moon phase. And when that light gets to half, we are beginning to take action. That seed is beginning to sprout a little bit in the lunar phase. And so with this heart chakra here telling us that surrender, Great Mother doesn't want you to overlook the great opportunity that's coming from your heart opening, which is to just release. Okay, just let go into the process. It's already underway. It's already been underway. This is a confirmation that it's been underway for at least 3 weeks now, consciously for you. And just to trust that. Yemaya is the Yoruba goddess of the waters and of the spirit that flows through us, and trusting that power and working with that aquatic power that is within us to either yin or yang based on where we are in our process. There's never judgment or condemnation, only awareness, only consequences. And so we want our consequences to be based on our awareness of where we are in our journey, so that they help move us along in ways that serve us. So here in this scene, Dorothy has fallen asleep in the poppy field. She's just fallen out. And this is what needs to happen for you. This is an enhanced awareness that you will receive from just resting and asking for help. Remember in the scene when she fell out, that the Scarecrow and the Tin Man were help, help, asking Glinda, the good witch who symbolizes Great Mother, to come and help them when Dorothy fell. Well, they were aspects of herself. So, of course, her mental self and her heart was crying out for help. And so allow yourself to receive that help, Aquarius moon people, okay? Because you have here Brigid, the the goddess of inspiration, that triple goddess with her sisters. She holds that flame, and there's a temple that still carries that flame in her name in Ireland. This is what you're doing. You're holding the flame, and Great Mother's recognizing that. Again, we have this full moon here, and so I would really highly encourage you looking at that, Aquarius moon people, because it's going to tell you what Great Mother was saying about where you were in the full moon phase and what this full illumination means for you. This is heart above, going to the fifth chakra, the throat chakra. So there's something that you are needing to speak. There's something that you're needing to express. There is a power that you need to take back. And this is what your heart is open to, and also why your heart may be breaking. Because many times when we are confronted with the dictate within our heart that it's time for us to own who we are, our gifts, our talents, and abilities, many times that will require stepping on someone else's feet from our perception, when in actuality, all it really is us owning what we have, just like Dorothy and the feet being represented by the slippers. That's our foundation. That's that root chakra. That's that birthright we have to be here. And the Wicked Witch of the West, which is the reincarnation of the Wicked Witch of the East, coming back up because Dorothy hadn't still owned who she was, wanting to take those ruby red root chakra slippers from her. So someone, something, a circumstance trying to steal your power. And this very likely is all emotional. It's all emotional. Of course, there will be material manifested representations of this in your life, of not having the power that you truly are activated in your life right now. Being seen as you having less than what you deserve, or not being able to express, as this card is clearly saying with Dorothy now taking the broom after the witch has been destroyed. This broom card, the phallic symbol of the broom, was required by Dorothy in order to take her power back. That broom represented Dorothy's power. No, you are not going to have my shoes. And in fact, I'm taking my power back. So this is what Great Mother is sharing with you in terms of what's going on, what you're processing with that heart below energy, getting in alignment with what your higher expression is wanting to do at this time. The shadow cards underneath the upper four cards represent what shadow was working underneath all of this. And of course, our shadow side is that inconvenient truth, what is uncomfortable or unflattering for us to share with others. Great Mother cast her shadow upon us through our intuition, our premonition, okay? Because that's underneath this sunlight of the material, physical, rational, linear world, isn't it? In our waking and sleeping dreams, in the moon phases, and absolutely in the darkest one now, the new moon phase. We see the shadow of self-creation. Ishel, the Mayan goddess of fertility, is coming through for you, Capricorn moon people, in the waning gibbous moon. This is right before the full moon in the second chakra, saying that there is a part of you in this process of learning to live the law that is remorseful about that relationship, that situation, or that financial circumstance that you're wanting to reframe and rework to own your power, that you're not quite ready to give up. You're not quite ready to create what you want yet. because, okay, this is heart below, this is second, and so this has to do with our desires, and the waning gibbous moon has to do with revising. That's the revising moon, okay? That's right before the full moon of illumination. We edit, revise. Great Mother is very generous and very loving and very nurturing unconditionally, and so these phases represent the time, the process that we need to go through and to recalibrate ourselves to ever and ever higher levels of evolution. Of course, Great Father deals with the law and the logos, and that is the light that's represented. So it's mostly light in this card because it's going into the full moon, but the shade of darkness here, the shadow here, Aquarius moon people, is that there's still that little bit of resistance to recreating your future. How you're dancing with this resistance is by recognizing that this expression needs to happen with androgyne, which of course is our masculine and feminine nature that is represented in the material realm by us having the genealogy of both our birth mother and father, but also spiritually through Great Mother, Father, God. We have the yin and the yang represented here. And how we express that nature is the law of destiny and free will. There is a destiny that the soul has called karma, based on the collective past actions of our lives and our life up to this point. So we do have default attitudes, behaviors, thoughts that come to us based on that karma. Okay, that is our filter of life. That's how we filter life. And karma is represented through our astrology and our birth chart as the snapshot of where the planets were when we were born. Androgyne shows us the masculine and feminine nature of this through the masculine and feminine nature of the chakras, of the planets that are expressed in our physical body. Long story short, third quarter moon here with the dark side on the right side is the release moon, the let go moon, okay? This is the moon phase that is after the full moon going into the dark. What we want to recognize with the law of destiny and free will is that even though we have a default mechanism built in based on this composite karma, each and every day, each and every thought, we have a choice of how we act. Karma is actions, not thoughts. So when we are thinking about something, which is why awareness is so important, it's so important to be in the present, because when we are, we can be conscious of what actions we choose to take. There is no free will without awareness. So that's why this surrendering, this opening of your heart is such a beautiful and auspicious omen of you dancing with this androgyne energy in order to express yourself in a way that releases that tendency to still hold on to some of those fears associated with expressing yourself. Because the complete let go, Great Mother is coming through and saying the opportunity for you with this full expression of yourself through Brigide and the alignment of your ego soul is, again, by owning that personal power. This too is in the waning gibbous moon of revising, re-editing, okay, and just looking at really where you are and where you want to go. With regard to your gut feelings, you know, when there's a feeling that comes up, as in this card, when the Wicked Witch of the West comes and is angry that her sister is dead, but more than that, where are those shoes? She wants that power. And Glinda has given them to Dorothy. So let go of the fear that someone else is going to take what's yours, Aquarius moon people. You ever hear that what's yours is yours? It's already yours. And if you really want to know the truth, you could click your heels 3 times right now and be home. But as Glinda the Good Witch said at the end of the journey when Scarecrow asked her, why didn't you tell her that in the first place when she got the shoes and she wouldn't have to go through all this? Well, she would not have learned what she needed to learn And isn't that what the journey of life is all about? Pele here, the Maui goddess of eruption, the volcano awakening, is showing us that if we take a step back to the scene when Dorothy was first introduced to Glinda the Good Witch, representing Great Mother, and that purple ball came through, what was the first thing she asked her? She asked her when she entered Munchkin Land. The Munchkins want to know, are you a good witch or a bad witch? She didn't know then how to answer that question. She just said, I'm just Dorothy from Kansas. Aquarius moon people, you are more than just Aquarius moon people. You know, you have an entire astrological cosmic calculus that is incomprehensible by any human being. We can just take little bits and pieces of it and get what we need to understand this little minute moment the best that we can. And you have to be quite expert to do that, you know. But you're more than just that. See, the Pele is the gut chakra and Lilith is the gut chakra. This is in Munchkin Land, and the Munchkins are a small people, okay? And so that is up to about where the gut. That's where we process things. This is in the suit of processing. And that's right up to the gut. And so she was just beginning to process who she was. She didn't know she was a good witch yet. And what is a good witch? A good witch is someone who uses her power for the good of all, not just for herself, which is what the bad witches wanted to do with those shoes. Just use that power for themselves. Because Great Mother is saying that the outcome for you in this new moon lunar process, whether you're Western astrology and this new moon is in Libra for you, which will be all about finding that balance, finding that place within you that does balance what is good for you and for all. Or if you are working with the Jyotish astrology, the Vedic, and your new moon is in Virgo, and you are working with the scrutinizing self-care daily life aspect of Great Mother new moon energy, and you're trying to find exactly what is the most important loving information for you right now to move forward, then embrace the shadow. It doesn't matter, Great Mother, which moon you feel most resonant with. She is resonating with you, Aquarius moon people, by letting you know that the final outcome of this process for you means that you will be able to embrace that shadow of that inconvenient truth. You will be able to stand heart above in your third eye, inner awareness, with the knowing that you are more than what you appear. And you truly have what you need to express yourself with love, compassion, generosity, and self-respect. I hope that was able to give you some insight into this new moon in October 2017, Aquarius moon people. And remember, Great Mother loves you.
Great
and
Mother,
I do too.
Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Moon, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis.